Highway was underwater for most of the day too. Take a look at this video here. Hours after it quit raining, you can see here the water was still really high. Several cars were stranded and stalled. It finally began to clear around 6.
All right, we have Mike Pearlstein joining us now in studio. He's a member of our Down the Drain investigative team. Mike, that rain came down really fast all day long, so many inches in so many communities. And so the flooding was to be expected, but it stayed for a little while after the rain even stopped.
Well, this was an extraordinary rain event, and it was very concentrated, and it lasted quite a while. The average rainfall for all of April is 5.2 inches, and this was more than 6 inches in a few hours in a lot of places. So I was in contact with the Sewage and Water Board for much of the afternoon throughout this event. They indicated that it was going to flood no matter what.
Now, even if no matter what this was going to happen, did everything fall in place perfectly today? Were there things that went wrong?
Okay, then you get to the man-made problems that exacerbated and kept those floodwaters in the streets longer than it normally would have. Number one, to run just the bare minimum of all the pumps in the pumping stations throughout the city, you need 44 megahertz of power. They were already down to 40. They're checking on one of the EMD backup generators, had a glitch at some point. So they were below the amount of power to run the entire drainage system. That led to triaging or rationing some power. And I'll give you an example. DPS 6, which is sort of out near the fairgrounds, that has 12 available pumps. They could only operate 10 of them.
All right, Mike, well, thank you so much. A lot to investigate because there are a lot of questions as to why that water was still sitting there hours after the rain started.
And I will say that a lot of that remains under investigation. They were looking at hotspots, including looking at what we were putting on the air, like the Palmetto and Airline area, to investigate later. They are thinking that there are some surface issues like catch basin and those lateral pipes that are under the jurisdiction of the Department of Public Works. That's soon going to be folded into the Sewage and Water Board, but for now they're getting together, and I saw some emails that were going back and forth between the two agencies that they now need to put their heads together, investigate whether it was clogged catch basins, some of the construction uptown, gutter buddies, sand and debris from all those road construction sites all over uptown, for example. So we do still have some questions that are not answered that need to be.
All right. Of course, that has to happen soon as we're on the kind of eaves of hurricane season here, so I'm sure we want to get all that sorted out. Thank you so much, Mike.